Michael Rapaport is here. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to jump right into it, man.
He's our guy.
Yeah, Mike got a new book. This book has balls. Sports rants from the MVP of talking trash. The one and only Michael Rapaport.
Mike Rap.
Podcaster, award-winning filmmaker, sports fanatic.
30 for 30.
Actor. Now we got add author to the book. The book of accolades for Michael Rapaport. I'm going to start off like this. We're going to jump right into it. There's a chapter in the book that says 20-second timeout. A lot of basketball references in this book. Hamilton the musical, that's not hip-hop. Oh!
Blasphemy, bruh.
No, shit, that's not blasphemy. Now listen,
I just had Lin-Manuel
he's dope.
on the show,
He's
man.
dope.
Come on, man.
Yo, he's dope.
And he spit for us too.
Yeah,
he did Far Side verses.
What did he rhyme? Sway with pay?
No,
he's dope. Yo, listen, I say in the chapter, there's no diss to him. What he's accomplished is dope. You know, like I don't like to shit on any artist. The book is talking trash. I'm the MVP of talking trash. I claim it. This book has balls. Sports rants from the MVP of talking trash. I would have called it talking shit, but we're trying to make New York Times bestseller.
Right.
But that being the case, like I listened to the Hamilton soundtrack over and over and over, and I've been to bar mitzvahs where they rock the Hamilton soundtrack. But to equate that with hip hop, and I know that the Roots, and I know that Questlove and Black Thought. I know all the hip-hop association, but people are getting it twisted because people who don't fuck with hip-hop are like, that's hip-hop. That ain't hip-hop. That's musical theater.
That's musical theater.
That's musical theater. And I know hip-hop is really the essence of hip-hop. It is anything and for everybody.
Yes.
But my take on it is like, yo, when you getting ready to go to the club to get your shit on, or you getting ready to go out for a big game, or you just getting ready to get crunk, you're not putting on the fucking Hamilton soundtrack to get your mind right.
That's not necessarily true, Michael Rapaport.
Come on now, Sway. When you getting ready to freak off, or shut the motherfucking lights down and smack fire out of a mouthy guest, you're not putting on a Hamilton soundtrack. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So remember Jam on the Groove?
Yes.
Okay. You know when Prince, Ken Swift, and all those guys
yes.
and that went to Broadway?
Yes.
Is that how would you compare? That was a musical, hip-hop musical that went to Broadway back
But the reason why I poked at Hamilton is just because people started saying, this is hip-hop, this is hip-hop, this is hip-hop, and that's why I was poking at it.
It was widely accepted as hip-hop as opposed to other stuff that had a little bit more harder edge to it.
Like if that's all you know about hip-hop, that's not good. Like that sort of sing-songy, dingity-dongity shit, like this is not hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool that it's cool that the play had success and it's cool that it's associated, but don't try to tell me like this shit is funky. Don't try to tell me that shit is smacking, because it ain't. It's a musical theater shit. No disrespect to the people.
Through a hip hop lens, perhaps.
Right? Could it
through
be
hip hop lens,
a subgenre?
a very very wide lens.
Okay.
A very well, like let's say like a 20mm lens.
Okay.
Very wide. You can see everything.
Okay. All right.
So if you don't qualify Hamilton as that being hip hop,
yes,
then to you, what is hip hop? What qualifies and what constitute hip hop?
Listen, I'm real specific. And we always get in this conversation when I'm here. I'm real specific with what I like in terms of, like, it's got to be funky. For me, it's got to.
What does that mean, though?
Yeah, what does it mean? If you put on James Brown, that shit have your mouth all fucked up. You won't be smiling. And if 200 years from now you put on James Brown, it'll do the same thing for you. So if it's not funky, if it's not smacking, if it's not soulful, in my opinion, and soulful doesn't mean it can't be rock, because we know about the correlation with rock. I'm saying if it's not, doesn't have that soul, that essence, it ain't hip hop. That's my opinion. Like, so you say, what does that mean, James Brown? You put on James Brown, Wonder. You don't have to explain that.
Damn, he's curating your show.
We don't have to explain that. And 200 years from now, if it's rediscovered, the same effect will happen. There's no explanation for that. There's no conversation. The shit is funky.
All right. Okay. Let me. Okay. Real up. Michael Rapaport. The name of the book is Michael Rapaport. This book has balls. Sports rants from the MVP of talking trash.
In Mike's defense, reading this book, I love it because you talk shit, but you talk it in a way that's also funny, and there's a lot of stuff that you really can't argue with. The shit that you said about Lawrence Taylor being one of the greatest football players because he did it while he was high on crack was fucking hilarious, and it reads like you're like almost as if he was on stage and you're doing a bit because you go through his accolades, you go through all his accomplishments, and you're like, this nigga was on crack.
He said MVP.
No, he didn't say nigga. That was me.
I didn't say that word.
He didn't say that.
I didn't say that word.
Let me clear it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit, man. You ain't getting me fucking tied up in that. But he's the MVP. He won the MVP of the National Football League on crack. The best football player ever.
You even did an interaction, you said, with him and the crack pipe, as if like, he's like, hey, you tired? No, after the game, let's go to the club. Let's go to the strip club. Like, you can't deny that he did those things, and he was a great athlete.
And he was a great athlete.
And as far as talking shit, and the person that gets probably the most, if you did word for word in the book, the person who gets the most shit talked about him in the book is myself. Yeah. Because if you're gonna talk shit, you have to be able to give it. You have to be able to get it and take it the same way. Because I make fun of myself in the whole thing, and it's all tongue in cheek. It's all fun.
Oh yeah, it reads fun, and it's quick, and it's very inaccurate. In many cases,
like a good shit talker will do.
That's like I'll give you a point. One of my favorite chapters I was excited about reading was Stickmen. The ultimate list of great stickmen.
Yes.
Part 1.
Yes.
Stickmen meaning men who went through Hollywood and
put in that work.
But
not you. There's a difference between being a stickman and an irresponsible scumbag.
Okay. What's the difference between that?
I'm saying like Derek Jeter, fantastic coxman.
Okay.
Great stick man. Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio, of course, he's known for putting in that work. No one complains.
And you could barely even prove it.
That's what I'm saying.
That makes a good stick man.
That makes a good stick man. So a lion cheating, sliding up in the DM, irresponsible, 9 kids, and no attachment to them. That ain't a stick man. That's just a motherfucker who's just trying to get. That's a motherfucker who's getting ass. Stick man. Something else.
That's a skill set.
It's a difference between those of you who fish and those of us who are anglers.
Okay.
So I think I know where you're going with this, Sway.
Where am I going?
You're offended that you were on the first list of great stickmen of all time.
Not only was I not on it, there's not one rapper on it.
That's true. But listen, it's my list. It's the first list, and I
fuck you, Sway.
I don't need to be on it, but I mean, there's been some great hip hop stickmen.
Okay, but who would you say that needs to get on this list? That's a good point.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z's was a great coxman. See, he's out of the business now.
Yeah. I wouldn't say Jay.
I didn't say that. That voice just came in and knocked us. I wasn't the one who said that. But listen, the list. I beg everybody to add to the list, debate the list, argue the list. But I will say this.
Nick Cannon.
I mentioned him in there. I mentioned Nick Cannon in the book for the Celebrity Scouting Report.
Okay.
Where I break down athletes, rappers, actors.
Heather, he's got your boyfriend on there too.
Quite a new comment.
Yeah, it's a chapter that he talked about everybody's basketball game.
Yeah, and what they think they have as a basketball game.
So you go into Justin Bieber.
Common, who I fuck with.
Latifah
Cabal. Common could play by himself. I've played basketball with Common for 6 years. I don't think I've seen him pass it once. But give me the fucking rock.
Okay, yeah.
I'm open, Common.
But you said that Will Smith didn't play defense?
None.
I like George Clooney's mental tactics.
Yeah, when you're playing the sexiest man alive, because when I played him, he was People Magazine's sexiest man alive, and I know I'm a dirty player. It fucks with my head. Like, I don't want to give him a bloody lip.
Right.
Bloody. And he's the sexiest man alive. His face is insured and all that shit. So, I break them. But Nick Cannon looks the part, might be a great stick man. My he's in shape. No fucking game. Nick, I love you. I want to do business with you. Your basketball game is MIA.
Oh wow!
You went out on a limb, man. When you talked about Ice Cube's basketball game,
that's my guy.
You said you never saw. You don't think he ever had a triple double.
I didn't say that he didn't fuck around and get a triple double. I just said I would like a little proof that triple double actually happened. And Cube is my dude. He's the founder of the Big Three. I am the sideline reporter for the Big Three. Yeah. We've worked together. That's my man. I'm just saying, I would like a visual proof or proof from an eyewitness that he actually ever fucked around and got a triple double. No disrespect to you, Q.
But you don't believe him.
I'm just saying, it might have just been because it rhymed with trouble.
That's why it got fucked around, got a triple double. Okay, I want to come back. Michael Rapaport is here. His new book is called This Book Has Balls, Sports Rants from MVP of Talking Trash. One of the things he does on his Instagram is really interesting, how he confronts his followers as well as his critics. And he does this thing called the shame game.
Oh, yes.
And I want to come back and play that live on air.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Sway in the morning, Shade 4 or 5.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.